Oh,
Oh,
backup match.
bonus Lorcana!
Hi, Robin. Hi.
And we're bonus Lorcana. And look at this. We're going to get. I love this matchup. I love Amber Amethyst. I love it. And I love Amber Amethyst against Blurple. Um, this is a fun match. Let's
Fun
see.
match for Amber and Amethyst typically, but we are going into game 3. We caught him right there at the game 3.
That's right. Ambushed at the table. These
Absolutely.
Illumineers are for 1-1, scooping up that draw sometime earlier in the tournament. A lot of draws out there, I've noticed.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that. I mean, Blurple can do that, and then I guess Amber and Amethyst. I feel like anything that's new, mid-rangey, or like into the control area, like probably going to go a little bit longer, just because we don't have as many heuristics on like the lines up against it. So some Illumineers might play less efficiently with time with these new decks, as opposed to we know what Amber and uh or I mean Amethyst and Sapphire want to do, so that we can run that pretty quickly. But some of these new decks might stretch a little long.
Yeah, and these decks. So this Amber Amethyst deck, there tend to be mostly Amethyst with some Amber splashed in. The reason you run that Amber again, you get the Horseman Strikes in the mid game. You can also work in World's Greatest Criminal Mind, sometimes augmented by Ilanwe on turn 1, a la Basil. Give something a support and then banish it with the World's Greatest Criminal Mind. The other benefit you get. You can do the ramp thing. Some players work in Lantern, although I'm willing to bet that those lanterns have been replaced by Willow this meta, but we'll see. You also get Mowgli, which is a powerful tool to disrupt your opponent's game plan. Oftentimes, you'll see them worked in. Sometimes you try to sneakily pick a sale early on. And the last thing is, you can also work in on the top end for some insurance, the Raging Storm nowadays. And I love this one card cut here. It's going to Nicholas there just taking the top card, moving to the bottom, saying that's perfect.
He's like, okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna. That always messes me up, and I'm like, wait, okay. And he's like, no, I'm good. I'm like, okay, well, you're
I want
messing
to
me up
know,
here.
right?
But
Like now,
yeah, like the heck, I'm just being cheeky. Get out of here and cut my deck normal. I'm just kidding.
yeah. Now I want to know what it was. I want to know what he sent away. Um, that's
Mind
funny.
games. That's the mind game within the mind game before the game.
Yeah. And so here we go. So anytime you see the ramp inked on turn 1, that indicates you definitely have it on turn 2.
Unless you're insane and you just trying to throw this round, you're like, I'll draw into it.
Mind
Again,
games.
yeah, mind games. Yeah, and he inks your opponent inks a sail on turn 1, and then turn 2 just like inks something else and passes, and you're like, what? What does this Luminaire have with their sleeve? As we go ahead and ink a Mowgli to play the Eilon, which is a great character. God, I love this card so much. It's just Amber Basil with the 2/1
That's
support.
Amber Basil. Yep. Um,
Inking a
and we have
guidebook to then play a Tipo. These inks are getting a little spicy, I think, for Nicholas. I don't love inking the guidebook, but that's fine. We'll probably be able to draw cards in another special way a little bit later.
yeah. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Speaking of which, inking a guidebook on the other side, and there's that turn 2 ramp, that Grandmother Willow. So Glenn sees the ramp. He says, "I will ramp myself to kind of keep pace." And getting that Willow on the board. So now we're into the Evasive Wars mid game here. This is usually where you try to drop the genie, or where you drop the genie. And there you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you are.
So drawing the card, and again, that's one of the reasons why Blurple is good at the evasive mid game, because it's getting there first because of the ramp. Glenn keeping pace a little bit because the Willow is still behind, and so that Genie Elsa sequence will not favor him.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Willow and the Tipo on the board, and it's kind of like corporate wants to tell, wants you to tell this the difference between these two photos. And it's like, well, this one's inkable, but that's fine. So we do go into our 3 ink turn. We don't seem to have a Horseman Strikes in our hand, but we do have another guidebook. So that long forgotten guidebook that we inked earlier is fine. We got a backup book. We got libraries, as we do go for the Iago Spectral Parrot with a discount on from the Willow. I'll get there one day, guys. And this card is great if you don't have any targeted removal in your hand, which I'm sure Nicholas doesn't. Just kidding. We're going to exert it. And then we are going to remove it.
I was about to talk about how great this card is in this particular moment in this matchup, but no.
No, not when you have it all. Not when you're Nicholas.
Yeah, I'll do it the hard way.
I think Iago has sat on the board today a total of 10 seconds between all the Iagos that we've seen. So not doing well in this meta, but Yeah, he's there. He's doing stuff, but not things.
Yeah, it it was a great card for the moment. I was about to go on about it, but yeah, then it disappears because here, yep, the Elsa. This is where you want that Iago. The Iago now would be cracking into that genie, or paired with that Elsa, but no, nothing doing here. So instead, the Elanwe there proving her worth, and this is why Blurple used to run Basil. Elanwe filling that role
Mhm.
now, giving support to the Elsa and cracking into the genie.
Yeah, that was like lines of days since past as we always see the island we buffing her up as a Basil would to then go on and crack into that genie. And that was kind of like it, right? That was peak genie wars back in the day when you had that situation going where you're like, do they have the Basil Elsa? Oh goodness. But again, a little bit weird to see the Amber on the other side is okay. I was like, we're inking a Let It Go, which is weird. So then play a Let It Go and then to play a Demona down to draw 3 cards. Nicholas is playing exceedingly well. And also, too, as soon as he makes a play, he immediately shows us as to why that was the right answer.
Yeah, powerful sequence there, getting his hand all the way down. I don't think Glenn benefited at all from that card draw. I
Nah,
didn't catch if
not
he.
even a little bit.
It feels pretty bad. Um, and now Hades offering a deal to that Demona, saying, "Hey," and Nicholas taking the deal and says, "Hey, you know what? You can have 2 cards. I would like to keep this Demona on the board. It is a powerful board presence." And I think Glenn's going to follow this up with
Well, we have a lantern
a.
and a willow in hand. So it's like, do we want the board presence with the willow, which I kind of would be more inclined to go for because then maybe you could just throw the lantern next turn and immediately get value off of it because I don't think we have a 1 drop in our hand. So we're not going to be able to get value off of whatever we play, but I do prefer a body in this situation.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. And there it is.
Yeah. Ah, okay,
And an and an
cool. We did have a 1 drop. I'm just kidding.
and an octopus to boot. A bonus octopus comes
Yeah,
with
as a
Willow.
treat. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. So back over to Nicholas here. He's played a fantastic game so far, and I do, oh goodness, see another Demona in hand. So um, things
Oh.
could escalate here, and
Things will escalate here, especially with 2 Demonas, as we did go ahead and the Hades looking for deal looked for a deal and he said, no, draw your 2 cards. And this is what happened as a result. So again, that Hades looking for deal can sometimes it could be a good deal or it could be a bad deal. Usually it's a bad deal though, normally.
yeah, this will end up being a kind of a bummer of a deal for
My
Glenn because
goodness.
that Demona probably kept it because he knew that Demona was coming next turn, and that first Demona won. Now a powerful
Mhm, mhm,
challenger to
mhm.
to deal with that Hades. So um, this board is starting to get pretty oppressive. And now the nice thing about Amber is you do always have, if you're running it, you have that Raging Storm insurance policy for later in the game, but you hate to go to that early.
You can't
Glenn
even pay
now,
for it for a couple more turns, so you're kind of stuck
no,
watching these Demonas do they thing. And well, which is a little unfortunate because they do quest for 2 being solid little 5/6s, and that Basil is just going to pump them even further, which is kind of like unnecessary at this point. But maybe it'll help out that Elsa coming down the road.
yep, yep,
You just
and
make her a 7/6 for the vibes. Thoughts?
that's right. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? A little music. Here we have that
Ooh.
guidebook coming in, draw a couple cards. But it is going to be a tough order. So there we have that Demona. That will help a lot. Glenn, happy to see that. It's going to have to spend a whole turn getting there, though. 1 ink off being able to deploy that immediately. And the benefit of, Demonas, and we see this nowadays back and forth with these Amethyst Demona wars, is whoever
Mm.
plays the most recent Demona shuts off the other person's Demonas. And
Hmm.
so those are pretty menacing board presence. Oh, we didn't ink yet. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I was gonna say, oh, but
Oh,
we did opt to go for the Ursula, which is
okay.
going to be able to let us boost because we got a reduction off of our willows, and that is an evasive monster. Once you boost her, I think she quests for 3 to 4, and then her also buffs her strength as well. So yeah, she becomes a house at that point, and quite evasive. So all good
Quite
things.
quite evasive.
Mhm.
And so it's interesting here, probably trying to get a body on the board, a challenger to immediately benefit from that Demona. So we will see now if Nicholas has the cards to deal with something on that
Oh,
side of the board.
now does Demona not? She is not supposed to ready because we had 3 cards in hand. And then we drew one for turn?
Um, I didn't get a count of the hand size. but,
Well, that's
that
one.
seems
Yep, there we
right.
go. Yep. All right, Judge, get him. Wait, no, not get him.
Yep. Yep, I
Okay,
think we're
cool.
pausing to rewind here a little bit. Um,
I love that. Yeah, we like to make sure that we have enough cards in hand. So he has two cards over there with the hand marker, which is that cute amber Lorcana pin, and we inked a Tipo, and we have a Basil. So yes, the Demona will not ready. She is stone by day.
and really easy to rewind this, board state there and think all is right with the world now, that Demona just sitting there. Sometimes she rocks, sometimes she is a rock, and in this case,
Ah,
just a
yeah.
rock sitting over there. Um,
As we
oh my
play
goodness.
another one, this is a flock of Demonas, which I assume would be the scientific term for how many Demonas are just sitting on the board right now, as Nicholas has full control of this now.
But this is really, really fascinating because now, if I did see right and Glenn did have a Demona in hand and chose to play the Ursula instead, he's going to benefit from this by being able to shut down for a turn all three of those Demonas over there.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
so instead of the Demona back and forth where, one player benefits, shuts down the others, etc., now you're going to benefit from, Glenn's going to benefit more. Yeah. As
The
I watch these
most.
willows, as these
Yeah.
trees being chopped down.
Yeah, we're just
So
taking down some trees, taking down some of your resources now. We do have a lot of ink in the inkwell, so I think we're fine, and we are gonna go ahead and quest for 2. But like you said, I mean, this Demona on the crackback is going to make sure that your Demonas are all a little bit sleepy. Just going to
mhm.
take a little bit of a stone by day situation as we'll draw and see if that's going to be it. But apparently, we got a weird little sigh coming from Glenn, which makes me feel like, did we draw an uninkable? Did we draw anything other than that?
Yeah, I don't
Ooh.
know. We'll see how this goes here. And so I'm pretty sure I saw a Demona in hand. I'd be surprised if that wasn't the play here. Three Demonas is scary, but they're not quite as scary when they're exerted. Um,
Oh, Raging Storm is good. Did we not? Oh, we must have drawn an uninkable. Oh, goodness. So I think we did draw an uninkable because we were probably just wanting to board wipe at this point. But unfortunately, we have the Lantern in hand, which is uninkable. We don't want to ink that, but we'll play the Demona. Go ahead and exert him down, which I think is nice, but kind of like what you said. Oh, well, Hana means family and another Demona and the Raging Storm.
Demona
Fun
feels pretty
times.
good. And now
Yeah.
this feels really good here. That Raging Storm in hand feels really great. And Glenn has been really, really patient with it, trying to draw out Nicholas because when you Raging Storm, you know, there's two things you hope for. One is your opponent has overextended and they can't rebuild because the downside of this in the old days with Be Prepared, you could sing it and then immediately start to rebuild your board.
Hmm.
Nowadays, when you play a Raging Storm, most likely you're ceding the momentum to your opponent because they're going to get to establish their board first. But Glenn
Yeah.
here with his patience, drawing out three Demonas, now having an insurance Demona in his hand
I'll
feels
back up
pretty good.
Demona.
That's right. That's right. And as much as I'd love to see six Demonas on the board at the same
Nope.
time, or um,
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I think we are gonna go ahead and try to keep you down and put a little bit of a damage on that. And by damage, I mean the entire thing into the discard. And I think we're just trying to decide whether we wanted to quest with that or not. But I think, I mean, I don't know. I feel like
yeah.
I would have quested, but
So
uh,
I think so initially I think he was going to quest. It looked like he was going to, but I think you have to deal with the Elsa because now you're drawing out other
oh,
characters.
there's like Basil's over there. Oh my goodness, I'm
Yeah.
being yeah, absolutely, 100%. I'm with you, Glenn. I just counted that there's two Basils on the board, so your
Yeah.
Ursula was not going to make it through a quest. So you
What
might as well.
and with the Elsa out, the Elsa deals with the board and Nicholas can kind of leave what's there, but in a world where he knows more Demonas could be coming and his Demonas may not ready for a long time, you want him to be forced or to feel compelled to put more on the board before you Raging Storm. So Glenn is sitting here. His play next turn, I think, is Raging Storm if he managed to draw a
Ooh,
couple more cards out. And that cat is a great draw out. And we're going to shift some damage over.
ooh,
And can we draw
ooh.
it even more? No, it's going to be the guidebook.
Okay, we're just going to play the guidebook as a special tool that we will use for later. And I think we are potentially going to just go ahead and send those two guys on a quest. Yeah, this board is looking absolutely storm rageable at this point. I think definitely
I
could be
mean,
one of those things. But again,
you could
I mean,
draw
if
out
they're
more. If you
yes,
Demona again, you could Demona again, crack into the cat, and really force Nicholas to put more on the board. But I don't
oh
know.
my
The
god,
question is,
Ohana
do you
means
save it?
family. Ohana means family in the hand with the 4 damage on the Ursula.
You have to, don't you?
I'm not board wiping. I'm drawing cards.
Yeah,
Oh my
you
goodness, that's amazing. Again, I don't know if that's correct, but I want them. I need and that is like that 4 damage is calling to me like the Green Goblin mask. I need to heal her with Ohani's
right?
failing, draw
And
4 cards, and see what my future looks like.
and Ohana's 3, right?
Yes,
Because
it
like,
is.
so Ohana 3 with the lantern, you have enough in hand here to oh, cracking in the Demona. Okay, that's
Draw 5, draw 5,
no, no,
draw 5, draw 5,
5,
draw
that's why.
5. Oh my gosh, draw 5.
Ah! And
Yes.
then you can even play the Demona on the
Oh!
back end. Oh my goodness,
Draw
Nicholas,
5
look at
cards.
the thumbs up of approval from Nicholas over there.
Oh my
That's
god.
who needs second star to the right when you can Ohana
Yeah.
means and so now you could even ink and play that other Demona and keep everything over there shut down if you wanted to bait even more out.
Mm, mhm, mhm.
Um,
Now, this is like the thing that we used to do in like Ruby decks, right? Because ripping off Be Prepared is something that you would do when you got impatient. But the thing is if you were playing correctly and not trolling, like 99% of the times that I'm talking about the game, you will just kind of efficiently control the board to get yourself to where you need to be because you really don't want to wipe the board, especially with a character like Ursula on the board. It's quite like a lot of she's a lot of evasive, a lot of lore, and a lot of strength. So you kind of want to keep her around as long as possible. So
yes.
controlling the board to your best of your ability while also demoning to get put more cards into your opponent's hand and then shut off their demonas as well. So it's amazing. It's as amazing. And we're not ripping off the Raging Storm, but we're actually gaming. Oh, this is so good.
I love this play here. I love this play here, shutting down, forcing Nicholas to draw a card is going to keep those Demonas shut down. We're going to quest. Now, Nicholas is going to feel compelled to put more characters on the board. Glenn's Demonas are going to ready at the start of the next turn. No, no, they're not. That one is not. It is absolutely not because Glenn has a bajillion cards in hand. My bad.
Oh yeah,
But, you know,
100%. Yeah, he drew 5. He
right,
drew 5. He paid 3 and drew 5. Second
right,
star, who? Ha, get out of here. Get out of
right.
here. Uh,
Um, but now, Nicholas is going to feel compelled to develop something else on the board here, and that Raging Storm because even more punishing. Um, this is really, really fun to watch. Now, okay, going to exert that Demona, so
mm,
you don't need to deal with it
okay.
if it's exerted. And now
Oh.
Elsa
The
cracking in. Now,
entire board just switched back in an insane way. That Elsa changed so much. It
yes, it
changed
did.
so much as we inked the wasabi because we don't care about that to play a Dumbo. And now actually, I'm ripping that board wipe.
Oh yeah, 100%. But look what he
It's
drew
like
out.
I was like, oh,
He drew
oh
out the
my gosh.
Dumbo. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now the Raging Storm's going to come down. It's going to
Send it.
wreck everything.
Actually send it 100%. That Elsa was the nail in the coffin. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm board wiping now. Absolutely not. You dealt with my things. They're exerted. I can't do anything with them. Is there any way to clean up the board to where this doesn't hurt as much as it is? Well, apparently Glenn must seem to think so here. Do we board wipe? He's like, do I board wipe? Do we just start over? Because we know that Nicholas drew some cards. He does have a guidebook on the board. So that is going to be able to refill his hand with 2 more cards. So you're going to have a backup plan for your backup plan, essentially, is kind of where we're at right now.
Yeah, but there's so much over there, and even if those Demonas don't ready, the Dumbo plus the Elsa represents 2 cards being drawn, and that's just going to power Nicholas at this point. You have to deal, and you have to deal with the card draw ideally, if nothing else. And that,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, he's thinking about this, but that board wipe to me is really tempting.
I know. I'm
Freshness,
like, "What?" But again, it's kinda like we are saying, like, you have this board. I mean, again, I think that Nicholas does not have a ton of cards in hand. I think they only have so the Demonas will ready. The Basils aren't like they're kinda scary, but like, nah, but the only thing that would give me a little bit of pause is the Junior Woodchuck's guidebook, just because I know that you have some cards in hand and you're gonna be able to refill quite a bit from that. But other than that, like again, you have so many cards in hand. You've got the next 84 years planned out. Just rip that. And it's a responsible thing to do to not rip it, but let's rip it.
yeah. The only thing that changes my mind here, if there's an Elsa or something to deal with the Dumbo, then I may wait. But the Dumbo to me, and giving Nicholas 2 cards a turn off of that Dumbo feels really bad. Um,
Now, do
so
we
I
have a
think
Horseman Strikes maybe? Okay, so we did draw a Horseman Strike. So that's kind of what it is.
okay.
We had a Horseman Strikes. We had to wait to deal with the Dumbo, which means that maybe we could Horseman Strikes, get rid of the Dumbo, turn off that card draw, as well as maybe doing something else. But like, I feel like you're at 9. and that's a lot of lore. And since your Demonas are probably going to ready, like I don't know if I want to like mess around, but Glenn's gonna he's gonna mess around and we're gonna find out.
Yeah, I would not hate as long as those Demonas aren't readying next turn, I would not mind dealing with the Dumbo. That really is the biggest threat. So if Horseman strikes, takes that down. Um, okay,
Okay, so
so here's another way to do it.
we do have the Elsa, so we are going to go ahead and exert that. So we can challenge into that one Elsa, get rid of it, and then we can go ahead and Horseman strikes your other Dumbo, draw a card. So I mean, we have ways to deal with it. Just kidding, we're not going to use those ways. We're actually going to go with the Cheshire Cat to then play some stuff. So we're not worried. We're actually going to go wide. So we're going to do this. We're going to move some
Okay.
damage around. We're going to go wide and say, "Hey, I'm going to present more problems than you have answers to."
I mean, she's trying to bait more out. Now, getting rid of the Elsa does shut down. I talked about what a threat the Dumbo was. Dumbo was a threat because Dumbo draws 2 cards. In this case, now only drawing 1 off of himself. So that feels, half as good if you're Nicholas. But
Half as good, which is sometimes almost as good as it needs to be.
right. So now again, this game here, he's just baiting everything out because again, the downside is you Raging Storm and your opponent will get to rebuild first. Now, if you
Mhm.
have a second Raging Storm, there's a really fun game you play where you Raging Storm, your opponent goes and they dump their hand, and
Yeah,
then
yeah. Oh, yeah,
it's
that's my
bad.
favorite.
But now these Demona's reading though also feels pretty bad. Um, but let's see. If Nicholas is not counting on the Raging Storm and he's thinking about doing a bit of control over there, he maybe take the term challenging into those Demonas. But Glenn, how many cards Glenn have in hand? I
He
think
has
just 2.
2 cards in
Okay.
hand, so
Okay. Perfect. So great math here because now Nicholas could those Demonas represent a lot of lore. But if he's
Mhm.
thinking about board control, could spend the turn challenging into those Demonas, doing a bit of control. Which if you're Glenn, that's what you want to see.
Yeah, we're kinda looking at it. The Hades looking for deal is kind of interesting because it's like, "Oh, Hades looking for deal, like, can I give you more cards?" And then your Demona actually won't ready? How about that? Like, if you play this Hades looking for deal, you're absolutely drawing 2 cards. But again, that could backfire. But if I'm the one that with the board wipe in there, they're like, "Yeah, sure. I'll, let you draw your 2 cards, and then I'll just try to board wipe you at any point." Now, I'm pretty sure that I saw a Raging Storm in Glenn's hand. Either that or have been hallucinating it this entire time.
Yeah, who knows? Who
Like,
knows? We may have.
if like maybe it's just like sometimes you see what you want to see. As we
Oh,
are going to go ahead, are going to go ahead, and are you going to let him, or are you going to draw so your Demona doesn't ready?
that's so funny.
All right, so now Demona doesn't ready unless we can play out our whole hand, which just looks like with a Royal Guard and some other really lower drops there, we are going to be able to do that. So just play out your hand, make sure she readies, then go ahead, move some damage, do some stuff and things.
And the cat now is shifting damage over to the octopus. So Nicholas doing board
What a
control the
wild
old-fashioned
sentence.
way. There's support going on here. Violins are being played. That Demona's a little bit stronger. Inspired is going to go challenge off and do gargoyle on gargoyle.
Well, we're questing the basil. We're making somebody more buff than they have any business being, but that's fine because I think
Demona
we're just
there,
going
that
to go on
top
a
Demona,
quest.
which is
Oh
about
yeah,
to
we're gonna
crack in. Yep, there it is.
as a 7/6 into the 5/6, taking that Demona out. Now, don't you wish you had? Don't you wish you had a Ohanamin's family sitting there with that 5 damage on your Demona? But go ahead and challenge it. Just go ahead and run it back. Basil buffing up other Demona, taking other Demona into your Demona. So now, yeah, able to move some damage around, but at the same time, board's looking kind of spoopy. So please have Raging Storm in your hand. I
Yeah, if
don't
we've
think he
been
does.
hallucinating this card all game, I will feel very disappointed in myself. Um,
I
but
thought I could have swore I saw it, but I know that there's a Horseman Strikes and potentially a Amethyst card. So what
yep,
are we doing?
yep, yep. So maybe again, maybe we hallucinated this earlier. Or just manifested it, wanted to see it, but certainly feels like a bad position here for
Hmm.
Glenn now. All of a sudden, a lot of gargoyle on gargoyle violence here, and
And
now,
he literally doesn't have it. He does not have an. It's a Horseman Strikes, which is like kind of fine, I guess. And there's a guidebook, but I mean they cost the same, so you could guidebook for 2 cards, or you can get rid of a Dumbo and draw 1 card. Please, Glenn, what should be like? Oh, I don't play Raging Storm.
yeah, and to be honest, some of these mid-rangey decks may not, or may only play 1 as an insurance policy.
Wild.
Um, so
Hades,
Hades.
looking for a deal.
Yeah,
Are
and
you
this is
gonna
the
make me
same
draw 2 cards? Oh my goodness.
situation here. 2 cards is nice, but
Look
red
at that,
Ingo's
Nicholas saying,
Demonos is
"Absolutely
nicer.
not." Yeah, he says, "Nope, you can't have any cards. I'll just go ahead and put that
I
under
see.
there."
I know your tricks, Hades.
Yeah, yeah, I don't make deals with Lords of the Dead, absolutely not. As Glenn goes, "Oh man, I really kinda wanted to draw 2 cards." Nicholas, probably realizing you don't have the board wipe, so you probably need to just go ahead and not let your opponent draw those cards just in case they draw into it. And we are going to just boost with the cat, taking out the
Rat.
Basil here. Yeah, cat, rat,
Mouse,
bat.
but
Yeah, we said like the cat does it to the octopus, so we take the bat. And I was like, my goodness, this game is clown shoes sometimes, but I love it. I absolutely love it. As we sit here and opting to take the line of the Cheshire Cat to move damage. But we could have inked and potentially done the guidebook thing and set up and hopefully drawn into the raging storm. But uh yeah,
I
it is whew.
may just not run it.
It
And
just he just straight doesn't have it, and not mean not in his hand not have it, but just not in the deck.
and
Actually,
some of
that's
these
true.
some of these don't run it actually, or again just run one and as an insurance policy. But rewinding here, I mean, so I do think Glenn is in a rough spot, and I saw. Oh, is this the scoop? Are we? Nope, just looking at stuff. So I do think Glenn's in a bit of a rough spot here, and I want to go back to that mid game and the way I talked earlier about how whoever wins that evasive war mid game when the Elsa and
Ooh.
the Genie and the Dumbo kind of phase generally in the long run ends up coming out ahead. It just kind of sets things up that way. And here, Glenn, wanting to have the horseman strikes. That's one of the reasons why I run Amber, not finding it. And on the other side, Nicholas with some shenanigans with the Elsa and the Into the
Mhm.
Unknown on the Iago, which is how Glenn was setting himself up. Like that
Are
moment, that turn really set Glenn back. And I don't know that he's ever been able to quite recover from that.
we're not gonna are we I was looking at the way we were holding that card, I'm like, "Are we gonna wasabi the lantern? That's crazy."
That's
But I
some
mean,
self
hey,
injury.
right, I mean, like, respect to that because he's looking at it, he's like, "Do I just power out this wasabi, get some questing power on the board?" I mean, I got a Hades as a backup. I guess I could just, like, play with my food at this point. But I mean, notably, we do have too many cards in hand, so it might be beneficial to get the wasabi, pop the lantern, lower the spirits of Glenn here, and just go for the Dumbo and Dumbo play, which is also soul crushing. So there you go, Glenn. Now we got the cards out of our hand. We'll ink the wasabi, and Demonas are raring and ready to go with our Hades backup plan for next turn.
Yeah, a pack of pachyderms out there now. And this is gonna be game on board, I think, unless Glenn can do something about it. Nicholas
Nope.
choosing not to play lights out here, leaving that lantern on the board. And
Mm,
Glenn now, let's see, gotta respond to something here. I mean, I think at the
mm-mm,
very least, a Demono would be nice. Maybe shutting things down. Cat shifting some damage over from one Demono to another.
mhm.
And
Then
there
we're
we
gonna have
go.
Hades challenge in, taking out that one Demona. So it does take two lore off the
Good.
board. Not really do good. Sorry. Not being
Sorry.
able to, no, it's just that was hilarious. You're like, good. That's what
Yep.
happens. Sick of looking at her. As we do go ahead and play out our hand, go ahead and do some stuff here, but not things, as we are able to not deal with those Dumbos, which is going to be able to refill our hand. And he's like, hey, let me see, you can at any point, if your opponent does something way too fast, just check. It ain't that bad. At worst, they're right, and at worst, you're wrong. You know what I mean? Like there's only two outcomes. So yeah, if somebody goes too fast, just clean it up.
That's right. And now the cat doing a little bit of control here as well, challenging into that octopus soldier there. Going to take 1 damage in response. It's probably okay because if something's challenging in, they're not questing, and that's what Glenn's trying to prevent at this point. Those
Mhm.
Dumbos though, likely to be used for card draw, if anything. And now Hades going to start things out here, challenging into that Cheshire Cat. We're going to get a peek. It's a Tigger, and was that a magical maneuvers?
Oh
No,
my goodness. Okay, well, it could have been Raging Storm. That's what it's been the whole
that's right.
time. Just kidding. It is the Hades Infernal Screamer, leaving us just two Princesses of Lear, Prince of Lear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yes.
a court of princesses out there, perhaps.
Yes.
Um,
They're not leading court, but they are in a dark cavern, as we are going to.
Top Decker Raging Storm, Top Decker Raging Storm, Top Decker
No,
Raging Storm,
I
Top Decker Raging Storm.
know. Come on. Do we have enough? Do we have enough? Bro, did you get it? Did you actually get it? And you can't ink? Oh, come on. Am I hallucinating again? Is
I
that a
need this.
monstro? Is that
I
a
need
monstro?
this.
Is that a monstro? Hold up. Oh no, because he used it. Oh no.
Oh, he's
Oh
7.
no.
One,
Because he
2,
only
3.
so he has to ink. I'm pretty sure that's a monstro. So I'm pretty sure if he wants, no,
Oh,
it's
it's an
Ohana means
Ohana.
family. Oh, that's the worst thing that has happened. So you have to ink the Ohana means family and then play a monstro,
Monstro! Oh,
monstrous whale.
no!
Oh,
Just
that would
not
have been
enough.
so good because he could have healed the Monstro next turn, and he doesn't have enough to do anything. And then we're gonna go. Oh, that play would have been legendary, Glenn. I'm
Oh,
right there with you.
oh,
Oh, that's so
so
good,
close to being
Monstro.
amazing.
Oh,
Oh, goodness gracious, and
Monstro, and
oh,
he's like, bro, Monstro and Ohano. That's why I did this. And Glenn Nicholas is like, man, I'm so glad you didn't get that one off. Holy crap, that would have been so good.
so I say,
Oh,
whale.
oh, well, well, well.
Well,
Oh, well.
well, well. And unfortunately, valiant effort by Glenn there. I love this deck. I love this color combo. It is Blurple doing things just a different way, and unfortunately, not able to come out on top there after we spent half the game thinking he had a board wipe in hand. I need to know if he
Hmm.
runs one, but yeah, a lot of fun there. This deck really is built to beat Blurple. I think
Hmm.
you need to find Horseman Strikes at the right time. You need
You
to
need
get
to find the
Mowgli's at
board
the right
wipe.
time. You need to find the board wipe. Um,
Yeah. I think
but
Nicholas just kept saying, "If you have it, do you have it?" And Glenn just kept going, "No." So, again, I mean, it was like great showing for the deck. And again, I'm just, every time I see get to see Ohana, like in my heart, Glenn won that just for drawing 5 cards. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great wasn't that was really fun. I love that, yeah, Kraken. I could draw 4, but why draw 4 when I could draw 5? Um,
100%. A man after my own heart on that. But again, shout out to these Illumineers. I think that would be now that was our round 7, I believe.
I think you're right. And this will be going into round 8, which I believe, if my chat is correct, is the last round of Swiss before going into the
Hmm.
top 16. So at this point, people are splitting, and we're going to watch a win and in next. You won't want to go anywhere, especially since this round has gone to time right now. That clock at 0. So we're probably well ready to move on to the next game. And yeah, so don't go anywhere. We're
Yeah,
glad
this
you're
was our
here.
bonus match. Look at that. We're
Bonus
like,
Lorcana.
well, you got to do that. And like a dog's meta, you got to be like, all right, if this ends quickly, we got to sprint on out there and find another one. And I'm glad that they were able to get that done for us. And so we could watch just a little bit more Disney Lorcana, just a little bit more. Because again, I love the obviously watching an undefeated player, you're like, oh, okay, we're in this to win this. But then also watching these win ins, you're like, we're getting scrappy out here. Okay. Like,
Mhm.
listen, this is all for all the marbles. So let's watch these Illumineers fight on. And Glenn gave us a good battle. Nicholas was just like, hey, I'm just gonna play this deck, and it works real good.
Yes, it works real good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is yeah, a lot of fun. Really like to see it. Shout out to Glenn for bringing these color combos. Shout out to Nicholas for an excellent game. Shout out to all of you who are out there watching. All almost 300 of you, 270 now. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be. We're just getting into the good stuff now. Round 8 is your winning in, and then the
Wait,
top cut. Oh,
production. I
here's
just
it's
saw it
off.
as like production. Run over there and ask Glenn if he has Raging Storm in his deck. Actually, don't do that. At least wait like 5 minutes, my man. Just oh my goodness. Yeah, I would like to know. It's like sometimes the cards will come, and I think that's like the weird paradox that happens with a board wipe, right? Like we used to run 4 be prepared in a deck because I wanted to draw it. But if I ran 4, I drew 4. But if I ran 3, I drew 0. So it was
Yeah,
like, oh, you know what I mean? And I know it's just
yeah,
like, there's that weird like paradox of like, I can't run 4 because I'll brick, but if I don't run 4, I'll never see it.
that's
Oh
right. That's how it goes. Sometimes you get all 4 Coods in a single game too. But
my goodness.
yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. So we're gonna go into the another winning round here. Any minute now, I think. I imagine that production is out there grabbing people right now, which is probably why we're not cutting back to the booth because they are actively trying to grab the next players. This is a tricky round, color, because usually you go to the top tables and you're like, all right, I gotta find deck that's doing well and grab somebody. But now you have to go to the top tables and you have to go like, are you playing? Are you playing? Are you playing?
Mhm,
Are you playing?
mhm.
Okay, you're playing. Okay, grab, go.
Okay, yeah, let's go, let's go, let's
Yeah.
go, yeah.
Oh wait, you're on dog. Sit back down. Okay, are
Yeah,
you playing?
yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, but then it's also